And it's an honor now to welcome His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco. Mesdames, Messieurs, Son Altesse Sérénissime, le Prince Albert II de Monaco, qui va vous dire quelques mots.
Please. Your Highnesses, His Excellency, President of the Republic of Liberia, Mr. George Weah, my good friend, and the First Lady, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, Peace and Sport ambassadors, dear Joël Bouzou, President of Peace and Sport, dear partners of Peace and Sport, dear champions for peace, Mr. Rai, good friend and president of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I remember the first International Peace and Sport Forum held in Monaco in November of 2007, 15 years ago. The forum aimed high as it rose to the challenge. It spoke about peace to actors for peace. It spoke about peace to actors for sport. It asked them to build sustainable actions. At the time, this was unprecedented, and it was far from being easy. You achieved your ambition by bringing together 400 representatives of the driving forces of the peace through sport community. Even better, in barely 48 hours, you managed to create a family spirit between people who did not know each other before then. People who, from East Timor to the African Great Lakes region, from Côte d'Ivoire to Colombia and other countries, discovered that they shared the same ideals, that they lived the same difficulties, that they were looking for the same solutions. Yes, that day, I too had the feeling that a global community was being formed to support a most worthy cause. I also remember when the Champions for Peace initiative was created 2 years later, after the first forum. Those 25 athletes who had more than 50 medals and world titles between them. But above all, beyond their sporting achievements, they radiated an incredible shared energy and displayed a remarkable determination to serve society. Yes, this movement needed to be launched. The community had to be mobilized. Thank you, dear Joël Bouzou, for having had this intuition and this idea. Above all, thank you for having had the strength of conviction to have continually developed this initiative 15 years, despite all the difficulties that you have encountered. I'm also fully convinced of the role that sport can play in building peace. It's very hard to talk about peace the same way that President George Weah did, but I will also try to share these words, because it is a universal language that brings together all social strata in a country. Because it transmits values, it obliges everyone to respect common rules, to unite and to accept other people with their differences. Because through the champion's popularity, it has an invaluable power. Because in a nutshell, it makes it a lot easier to live together. Also, I wholeheartedly welcome the diversity of Peace Through Sport stakeholders and the range of partnerships that the Peace and Sport organization has been able to forge. Their constant multiplication comes from the fact that today, a world community of peace through sport does exist, which ascertains this culture for peace. I'm particularly struck by the growing importance of the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace, which every April 6th, brings together tens of millions of people together to demonstrate how sport assists in development and peace. So it is with great satisfaction and pride that I see more and more top-level athletes becoming aware of the role that they can play in society. And you also see this Mr. President, dear Joël, at the World Olympians Association. You mentioned the champions for peace who support peace and sport. I can't forget that many of them, through their presence in Monaco, helped to spread the values of peace through sport throughout the world and to illustrate Monaco's neutrality. I'm extremely pleased to welcome tonight, of course, His Excellency Dr. George Weah, President of the Republic of Liberia and the first African winner of France football's Ballon d'Or, who, of course, and you all saw that in the few images that we saw, wearing the colors of AS Monaco at the beginning of his career from 1988 to 1992. I thank all these great champions for their readiness to help, for their ability to rally fans around them and to inspire young people. Peace is taught, learned, and transmitted. And peace and sports experience gained over the past 15 years confirms that building stable and lasting peace must involve all sectors of society. You have rightly stressed that grassroots actors in the field must be the priority target. For my part, I attach great importance to the commitment of younger generations, and we see them acting forcefully with a conviction in other vital areas of society, such as education, gender neutrality, and gender equality, social inclusion, and environmental protection. They want to make their voices heard and are clearly ready to take action to build a sustainable future. I remember that 3 years ago at the last forum, you gave them the floor to speak during sessions. Therefore, the Junior Champions for Peace, for Peace Club, that you have set up seems to me to convey a future of paramount importance. Be assured of my support to help you take new steps by continuing to bring together more and more actors for sport and making the Principality a stronghold of peace through sport in the world. Before concluding, I'd like to invite an extraordinary personality on stage, world-renowned champion, a true man of peace and sport, now head of state, and he alone embodies the spirit of peace through sport. I'd like to reward His Excellency President George Weah for his incredible career at the service for peace. Your Excellency, please join us.
Je vais inviter le président et fondateur de Peace and Sport, Joël Bouzou, également à lui remettre un autre cadeau. George, this is one of the jerseys from the H.S.H Monaco, together with this special awards from Peace and Sport to Mr. George Weah. George, maybe you can say another word, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, when you dedicate your life for people, with all results, it comes in the aftermath. My entire life is to represent people because I believe everyone needs peace to survive. Without peace, always difficult. And to receive this award from you is for the people of Liberia, for the peace that it brought to our nation. Because I remember when I was working for the United Nations UNICEF, when we go to the battlefield and see young children with guns, it's their desire to bring peace that put me on the stage. So this will go to them. It's a symbol of what they did. And today we have peace in our country is because of the Liberian people. So this will go to the Liberian people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Encore de grands applaudissements pour Monsieur George Weah. Merci.